Hello, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at beautyprofessor.net. It has been a while since I've been able to make a video for my channel, so those of you who are watching, thank you for sticking by me even when content is spaced out longer than I prefer. This video is twofold. One, I'm going to be sharing a major life update that I can't wait to talk more about shortly. And two, I want to share products that are collectively on my face right now, all of which I've bought myself, either purchased initially or repurchased. In terms of a life update, I am really excited to announce that I am a new mom. My husband and I adopted a baby girl in July, and she has completely changed our life in so many positive ways. Her name is Johanna L. And I hope to be able to bring her on camera shortly. She's napping right now. But I have a whole breakdown of our adoption story on my blog. If you haven't seen it, I'll make sure to link to it below. But I'll just say that this summer has been transformational for us, getting used to so many different things that pertain to a newborn. But she's such a blessing, and just it's amazing to say, like, I have a daughter. We love her so much. So that is the life update of epic proportions for us. Also, I went back to teaching just last week, so I'm getting used to that schedule after having been home with Johanna for most of the summer. And this is Johanna. She's been napping for hours now, and I needed to get her up to feed her. As a beauty writer, I get the opportunity to test so many new launches via press samples, and press samples allow me to be able to share brand new launches in beauty with you guys as quickly as possible, both on my channel and of course my blog, as well as my social media channels like Instagram and Facebook. So I take that job seriously. I always make sure to disclose when a product has been sent to me for consideration, and truly 90% of what comes my way never actually makes it into my content because it's stuff that I test, and it's just not something I feel like sharing. So ethics are really important to me in this industry, especially because there are so many gray areas. So I just wanted to address that quickly. That being said, this video is different because all of the products that I'm talking about are ones that I've purchased with my own money. Like I said, either initially or they've been repurchases for me. I use them that much. So I'll walk you through the products based on how I would apply them on my face. I tend to organize all of my content in that kind of schema or order. It just makes sense to me. What do I put on top of what until I get to that final step, which is typically lips. So the first product is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have discussed this multiple times in videos and certainly on my blog. It is a gorgeous priming formula. I wear it in shade number 4, which is often sold out, so I'll try to link to a retailer that still has this shade in stock. I think it's really popular for medium skin tone, and it just evens the skin, adds a beautiful glow. There's a slight tint. You can get away with wearing it on its own on a great skin day, but I like to use it as a primer, and you can also wear it atop your foundation for additional luminosity. It's just a really special product. I'm going to need to buy a new one soon. I'm like down to here now. The Tom Ford foundation stick was one of the first luxury foundations that I purchased early on in the history of my blog. And so I've gone through many of these sticks in various shades over the years. That being said, I recently just picked up the shade 5.7 Dune, which is new. It wasn't a part of the original shade launch years ago. And I find that this is like a perfect match for my NC27 skin. The shade Natural is too light for me these days, and the shade Tawny is almost too light for me. Dune is like a great olive medium beige, and I'll try to share swatches of it, but I'm wearing it all over my face, and I find that you can even layer additional amounts right under the under eye as a concealer. So this stick is just really multi-purpose and utilitarian, well worth the investment, and a little goes a long way, so this stick will last you a long time even with daily use. The third product that I have purchased, and actually recently purchased a backup of, is the By Terry Sun Designer in shade number 6, which is Happy Sun. I use these two shades to lightly contour and just warm up the face. You can use this shade as a blush and then a mixture of the shimmery shades for additional enhancement. So it is just a great product for sculpting your canvas, all housed in one single compact. I do think this is still limited edition, so if you're interested in picking it up, you may want to do so. I get asked about brushes all the time. I do have some favorites, and it's these two from Surat Beauty, the Artistic Cheek Brush and the Artistic Highlight Brush. This was an original set that was sent to me. It does have my name embossed, but I purchased a backup set that stays in my bathroom, so this still qualifies for the focus of this video. And I keep this set in my makeup bag. I use this for blush and bronzer. I use this for any kind of highlighting powder. These brushes are years old and still don't have any fallout. They perform just as well as they did when I first received them. So I can't recommend them enough. I link to them constantly because when people ask me what brushes to use for the face, these invariably are the ones that I suggest. For blush and highlight, I'm going to show you two products I recently picked up. Many of you have asked me to review products from the Westman Atelier line, which is at Barney's and now Violet Grey. I ordered a couple key pieces recently. The Baby Cheeks Blush Stick in Minette, which is a beautiful peachy pink. And then I also picked up the Super Loaded Tinted Highlight. I think this is very different from the myriad of highlighters in my collection because it's cream, and I didn't know that when I ordered it. I thought it was a powder, but it is a very silky cream. It's got this very almost glass-like radiance, but it's not sticky. It smells like the beach and has color, so it just kind of sculpts the face while still highlighting. I like to put it in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, upper cheekbones, and chin, but you could also get away with it as a light wash of color on the cheeks that's also luminous at the same time. Eyes, I have two products on that are always perpetually in my makeup bag. One is the Chantecaille Mermaid Eye color. This is a matte shade called Sylvie, which is a brown. It's just a really soft, bronzy sable brown. It's got so much dimension for being a matte, and yet it wears flawlessly without creasing. So I put this all over my eye as a base, and then I followed with my favorite. If you know me at all, you know how much I love Tom Ford Golden Peach. This cream and powder color duo just wears flawlessly on all skin tones. This is probably my fourth pot of it, and I have two on backup now that I recently purchased. I never want to be without it. I put the cream over the brown. This is a peachy kind of champagne tone, and I just blend it out with a brush, and then I top everything with the powder, which is kind of a golden peach, as the name would imply, thin gossamer layer that sets everything. So I sweep it above here up to my brow bones and then along my lash line as well to avoid any kind of melting or fallout. The combination is just stellar, and I don't know about you, but I like to see well-worn products in beauty content from time to time. Yes, when it's pristine, it's lovely to look at, but looking at something that has been used a lot just fortifies its worth. Additionally, for eyes, I'm wearing just a very light kind of modified cat eye liquid liner on my upper lid, and this is the Karl Lagerfeld liquid liner. It was a collaboration he did with Model Co. earlier this spring/summer, and it's available at Nordstrom. I was originally sent one, and then I went and bought another one for myself and for my mom, so that's how much I like it. One side has a stamp that I don't use at all, but the actual liquid liner is felt tipped. It glides on without any kind of skipping, and once it dries down, you just get this incredibly intense black line that does not move all day. This performs beautifully. It does not melt off even after like a 12-hour teaching day. And then for mascara, I have the By Terry Lash Expert Twist Brush Mascara. This is my fourth tube of this, and I've purchased tubes for so many people in my life when they ask me about mascara. It does have the volumizing setting as well as the lengthening setting, and I use both liberally to create really long, lush, kind of false lash effect eyelashes. And once again, the formula is formidable. It stays in place all day. I have a single tube of this on backup, and I'll probably order another one. For brows, I use so much of the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in the shade Chestnut, which is what I have on right now. So I like low maintenance, full, natural looking brows. So this just enhances that. It has a tinted formula that also adds whole definition and depth to the brows, and Chestnut is great for kind of ash brown eyebrows like I have. So this is like tube probably 5 or 6. My mom is addicted to this as well, and I always purchase a backup whenever I can. For concealer, and I don't use that much concealer, especially when I'm using a stick foundation. I already said the Tom Ford stick can kind of be used as a concealer as well if you build it up, but I do like to use a concealer as a spot coverer. So if I have a blemish, hello, then I use a touch of the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer in SC3. My compact's in my bathroom, that's where it stays, but I preload it onto a retractable brush, so it's always ready to go and it stays in my makeup bag. This concealer is so great for covering any kind of dark spot or blemish because it is a little bit dry in the best possible way, so it just stays on your face all day. So once you let it just kind of tap it in and dry it down, you might want to set it with powder, but you don't have to. You'll find that it performs better than probably any concealer for a blemish I've encountered. I've used this for 15 years and I have zero intentions of stopping. For powder, as I've said many times over, I'm a foundation file. I love all forms of foundation and testing them, and it was really hard for me just to talk about one and only one in this video. But I'm just talking to you today about things I've purchased and repurchased and that are on my face in this moment, so that means I need to discuss this Giorgio Armani Neo Nude Powder. This is my second compact of it. I also purchased one for my mom. Definitely has been used. And I wear it in shade 5.5. As this kind of X factor glides over your skin, I even use the enclosed brush, which is unheard of. I rarely do this, but this brush is such a compliment to the powder. And I just brush it all over. You can use it in your under eye to kind of set things. It makes your skin look radiant and healthy, not powdery, but it performs like a powder, if that makes sense. So it's a fragrance realm. I have finished an entire bottle of the Maison Francis Cryptogen Paris Baccarat Rouge 540. Good grief, that's a lot of words. But if you've smelled this, you know why it is such a staple in my life. It smells like nothing I have in my collection, and every time I wear it and I'm around people, someone will ask me what I'm wearing. It's just that appealing. I need to order a new bottle, but in the meanwhile, I picked up 3 travel sizes because I love throwing them in my purse. Picked these up at Neiman's a couple weeks ago, and so I have 2 more on tap, and it's a great way to kind of test the perfume without extending that, without putting forth that entire amount of money up front. For me, I'm not testing it. I bought these for convenience, but I will be picking up a bottle soon enough. It's just, if I had to have a signature scent, and as a beauty writer, that's hard to really get it down to one, but if I did, it would definitely unmitigatedly be this. For lips, I will tell you about what I'm wearing on my lips right now. 2 shades that I picked up at the Sephora sale over the weekend when I was in LA. I am wearing the Kevyn Aucoin Molten Matte Lip Color in the shade Tori, which is a perfect peachy pink nude with plenty of opacity and a hydrating formula, especially for a nude. Now, I wear this just a very light layer, a little goes a long way, and then I'm topping it with this Lancome formula, which is a gloss and stain all rolled into one. And this is in the shade, well, it's Night and Day in English, and it's Nuit et Jour in French. And it's a beigey, peachy pink as well. I top my lips with it. It dries down, it's cushiony, not sticky, but it completely stays in place, and as it wears off like a stain. So it's a really unique formula in that respect, and I look forward to trying other shades, but if I never do, I know I'll buy multiple tubes of this one. It's that universal and easy to wear. The next 3 shades I'm showing you, one is a brand new purchase and 2 are repurchases. So I picked up the Pat McGrath Nude Astral Lip Finish Lip Balm. It's a sparkly pink lip balm in kind of a cool, iridescent, almost oyster toned pink. It's really hydrating, especially for having so much sparkle. and you just can't get enough of this white and gold tube packaging. So I'm leaving this in my purse and probably will be reaching for it a lot during the week. Additionally, for my repurchases, I picked up another tube of the Tom Ford matte lip color in First Time. I've been talking about this color for, gosh, 4 years now, since it first launched, then it disappeared, then it came back again. Picked this up at Sephora. I forgot how much I love it, and it's just a great full coverage peachy pink with a matte, kind of a satin matte finish, universally flattering. And then I also ordered recently a backup of the Dior lacquer stick in Bel Air because I wear it all the time. I even wore it in a recent video and I didn't want to be without it. It's brighter, maybe a little more pastel than First Time, but still really wearable on the day-to-day, especially for a peachy pink lover. Finally, for cleansing, I buy a lot of the Cogendo Cleansing Spa Water. This is an extra large box of it, but I've probably gone through 10 bottles of various sizes over the years. Truly, this was a big deal before the micellar water craze, and it's maintained its position as being one of the best, if not the best, available on the market. And last but not least is the Sephora cotton pads, the soft touch version. I purchase these at every Sephora sale and run through them. I use them as an application for toner as well as with micellar water as a cleansing accoutrement. So these are really the best. There's no fallout, no fuzz, and they're well worth picking up. I truly hope you enjoyed this major life announcement as well as taking a peek at the products I love to buy. I, of course, welcome your questions and comments and invite you to visit me at Beauty Professor as well as following along on Instagram, where I make sure to post fresh content every single day. Take care and more soon.